Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, Big 1 Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 34 of our winning a national title with every team in the game. If you guys missed the last couple episodes, we've actually been pretty good about these couple seasons, only completing them in about 3 to 4 seasons. But since we have a new episode here, you know what that means. We get a new team that we have to complete. So let's spin the wheel. Let's see who we get. And that team, going back to Florida. We're going to Florida Atlantic. So another Florida team, but this time it's FAU, who is an 80 overall in the American. We've already done FIU, who was in the CUSA, but we haven't done FAU. So that's the next team we're going to be taking over here. Looks like we got a tactician head coach. Had a couple good years, but let's see what we can do here with FAU in this little simulation. Of course, we're going to check our coaches, check the team out, see what we need pretty much. But taking a look, we do have apparently a tactician, but he's also an elite recruiter, which is kind of nice, mostly for the offense, which is going to be very, very nice because wide receivers get a boost, additional interest for offense as well. He also has some motivator, mostly for quarterbacks. Tactician is upgraded mostly for the offense. And there's, of course, strategist, which is mostly for the offense. Our offensive coordinator does have some in recruiting, not much, but is mostly a scheme guru, so we'll take that. On the defensive side, we got an elite recruiter, defensive line, which is going to be fantastic, especially with the boost for D-line and secondary. And in motivator, he's got nothing for off-season training boost, so we'll kind of need to focus that. But all in all, hopefully that will be good for us. Taking a look at the team, quarterback's a 78, so we have him for another year. We also have Peters as a backup for him, so we have him for 2 years. Could use some speed at the running back position. And the wide receiver position, we are losing our top 4 wide receivers, and we're also losing a 5th this season. Tight end's an 82. He's with us for a couple more years. Offensive line, actually, besides our center, although we are losing 2 centers, so that will need to be sought after in recruiting. We have some decent offensive line. Defensive line is not the greatest, but we do have a freshman redshirt at 73 overall, so he'll be with us for a while. Defensive line, though, needs help. Linebackers need some help, especially the left outside linebacker position. Corners, we definitely need some speed there. Safeties, decent, 72 overall. And then an 80 as our strong safety. And we don't need a kicker or punter until next year, so we're going to be good there. But I'm going to go ahead, simulate Season 1. I'll see everyone at the end of Season number 1 with FAU. So here we are at the end of Season number 1 with FAU. We go 7-5. Not a great season overall, where we actually started off pretty good. Beating Michigan State, however, we did lose to Army by 1. But then beating FIU, beating Uconn, and beating FCS. So we were 4-1 going into our first bye. And that's when the wheels fell off. We lost to North Texas, UTSA, and UCF. So 3 straight losses puts us even at 4-4. Then we won 3 straight. East Carolina, Temple, to Charlotte kind of put us guaranteed winning season, and then we ended up losing to Tulsa. So we do go 3-5 in the conference, but 4-0 outside the conference, which is insane, and honestly, pretty decent. So, we're not making the college football playoff. We're making a bowl game, at least, so hopefully we can improve the star rating that we're going to have. We just signed a 3-star strong safety, so we'll take it. We might have some people wanting to transfer out, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Riley Leonard wins the Heisman, 3,200 yards, 35 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And we'll be playing Syracuse in the Sun Bowl. So, again, it's a bowl. Hopefully we can win. If we win, we go 8-5 on the season. And if not, we go 7-6, but it's still a winning record. So we'll take it. We'll take winning records around here. and we lost. So we go 7-6, but conference prestige, pro potential, coach stability, and coach prestige all go up. So just people wanting to transfer out, it looks like. And we'll go up to a 2-star prestige. We were 1.5. But take a look at the bracket, of course. Totally forgot to do that last time. App State, Ole Miss, Oregon, Kansas State, and NC State were the automatic qualifiers. With Texas Tech, Notre Dame. Holy my goodness, Texas Tech destroyed Notre Dame 52-14, and then beat Ole Miss. Boise State, Oklahoma State, Michigan, Texas State, and Ohio State made it as the at-large bids. So Texas State, Boise State, and App State. 3 G5 schools all going in. That's actually really good. But yeah, Oregon wins it 27-13 here in Season 1. So that will end Season 1. It's on Season 2 with FAU. And here we are in Season 2 with FAU. We go 6-6 this time, so not a great season, but again, a solid start to the season. We went 4-2, losing to Maryland and FIU, but then we beat Houston, we beat Iowa, we beat UTSA and Army to start the season, and then we lost 4 straight to Tulsa, Charlotte, Temple, and USF, but then beat East Carolina and North Texas in close games to end up going 500 in both the regular season and conference play. So we're not making the college football playoff, but we'll see if we get a bowl game at least. Since we are 6-6, we may be able to get one. Beating a couple good teams with Houston and Iowa. We do level up as well, so that's also really, really nice. Ty Simpson wins the Heisman Trophy, 4,000 yards, 44 touchdowns, 4 interceptions for Alabama, and we'll be playing NC State in the Fenway Bowl, so we do make a bowl game. Hopefully we can win this one and go from there. Of course, we're going to go ahead, similar to the end-of-season recap, we'll check the bracket afterwards, see who wins the national title, and see who won their conferences and all that jazz. So far, not looking too good with FAU, but we had a good recruiting class this year, and hopefully that will be the stepping stone in a couple years for us to get there. We do lose our bowl game, and we actually go down in coach prestige and in coach stability, but we do go up in athletic facilities, which is nice. And we're now a 2.5-star school, so that should help, hopefully. It looks like Michigan wins it all, 31-10 over Alabama and Texas State, beating Ohio State and USF, and then getting stomped by Michigan, therefore, and there is that. But 2 G5 schools making it pretty decent, well, one decently far. But Texas State, USF, Michigan, Iowa State, and Alabama made it as the automatic qualifiers, with Ohio State, Texas A&M, Penn State, Washington, Oregon, Texas, and Georgia making it as the at-large bids. So that's going to end Season 2. It's on to Season 3 here with FAU. And here we are at the end of season number 3 with FAU. We go 10-2 on the season, an actual good season. In our first couple seasons, we went 7-6 and 6-7. Then we go 10-2, and it's not a bad season as well because we are an 85 overall, 86 offense. We lost to Houston to begin the season, but then beat FCS, beat FIU, and went on a 6-game winning streak before losing to UTSA while beating. I don't think Tulsa was ranked at the time, but we did beat Charlotte, who was ranked. They also went 10-2. Then we beat UAB, who was undefeated at the time, but then they lost 3 straight, it looks like, or maybe 2, and we're in like the top 5 as well. But once we beat them, they kind of put us at the top there, with then beating Uconn and Temple here with the wins as well. We get to face North Texas in the American Conference. I was thinking it was something else, but it is the American. I was about to call it the Atlantic, and I'm like, this is not the Atlantic. It is the American against North Texas. I'm happy we beat Charlotte because that's the reason why we're in this spot, too. Now there's a cut on my leg. Anyways, but yeah, let's see if we can't get the win against North Texas. If we win, we might get a bye. I'm not sure. If we lose, we're not making it. Got a couple of commits, and it looks like we lost. No, wait, we won. We did win. We're 11-2. We win the American Conference. We'll have to see if that puts us into the college football play. This dude threw 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. Let's go. National Offensive Player of the Week. We take that all day. Does that put us in the college football playoff? We'll have to go all the way down the first round. It does against Clemson. All right. Well, this has been a fun season. That's projected, of course. We'll kind of see if it turns out like that, but I'm pretty sure it might because we should know who won their conferences. Yeah, Oregon, Colorado, and Syracuse get the firsts. And then Auburn got one too. They beat Alabama, and that's why they got there. But then we're right there, so I mean we move on, but it's unfortunately against a very good Clemson team as well. Was not expecting to go into the college football playoff here in year number 3. We actually leveled up as well, so that's going to be nice. We're up to a 2.5-star prestige. We might even go up even more after this game. We have to face the Heisman winner of Christopher Vizina with 36 touchdowns, almost 4,000 yards, and 8 interceptions. We are facing Clemson in the college football playoff, so we'll actually go through it. It might not have changed, but we can always check. Yeah, it didn't change. So FAU, Auburn, Oregon, Syracuse, and Colorado all got the automatic qualifiers, with Clemson, Notre Dame, Florida, Boise State, Georgia, UCLA, and Alabama making it as the at-large bids. So we had a game to watch at least this time instead of the last 2 seasons. But they're a 91 overall. I'm highly, highly expecting a one-and-done season here with FAU. And hopefully it's at least somewhat decent. That's all I care about since we're going to be on the road. But, anywho, it looks like we're going to start with the ball first. Our first drive ends with a turnover, and they get a field goal. And then a one-play touchdown. So it's already 10-0 Clemson. We get a turnover, but don't do anything with it. It's still 10-0, and it's unfortunately we had a good drive, but no scores. So 10-0 at the half. Now it's 17-0, 24-0, 31-7. Guys, we scored. We're just going to go ahead and advance the quarter here. It's a blowout anyways. We're going to lose 38-14 our first playoff game. This was bound to happen. I mean, take out the third quarter, we still lose. We had a couple good drives, but unfortunately couldn't get it done. So we're going to lose by 24 points in our first college football playoff run here with FAU. But hopefully this next season will be better. Since we're going to have a lot of people be good to go from there. So that is hopefully the plan. Well, of course, sim to the end of season recap. See who wins the national title here in year number 3. And we will see it right now. We are now a 3-star school. Pro potential, conference prestige, coach stability, coach prestige all go up as well. We might have some people wanting to transfer out. But all in all, it looks like Clemson actually won it all over Georgia, so we ended up losing to the eventual national champions. So I guess that's fun, at least. Syracuse got destroyed. Alabama got destroyed by Colorado. But anywho, that's going to end Season 3. It's on to Season 4 here with FAU. So here we are in year number 4 with FAU, a very solid season where we go 11-1. Only loss came against USF, who was ranked 9th in the nation, and we were ranked 6th. But we don't have to face USF. We, I guess, escaped that. We did beat Missouri. We did beat Notre Dame, who actually only went 4-8 on the year. But as an 88 overall, we're actually pretty solid. Last year, I think we were like an 85, 84 overall team. But now, this is a big one. If we can win this game, we have a bye going into the college football playoff and immediately pass the first round unlike we did last year. We even got a 4-star middle linebacker, so we'll take that as well. And we won, so we're 12-1 going now into the college football playoff, and we are American champions. So we will take that all day. We got a left-in winning defensive player of the week, so we, again, technically should, but you never know. We'll check here in just a second if we do have one of the buys. We even got a 4-star quarterback, which will help us out in a couple years. But we are an 88 overall team, and Tommy Newman wins the Heisman, 4,200 yards, 45 touchdowns, 4 interceptions here with Georgia. And we do have a bye. It is going to be, we are the 4, with Utah, FAU, Georgia, USC, and Virginia Tech winning or making the automatic qualifiers, with Alabama, USF, Clemson, Baylor, Pittsburgh, Nebraska, and Wisconsin making it as the at-large bids. So we're playing the winner of Utah or Alabama. We'll kind of see who we have to face here this week. And hopefully it's not Bama, because if it's Bama, we're probably going to lose. And it is Bama. Well, this is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, but let's see what we can do here against Alabama. Actually, it's about even. Both 88 overall. We're same offensive overall. They just have the one overall better defense. So, all in all, we'll kind of see how this goes. Usually, Bama does do pretty good in simulations, but we'll see how we do with our simulations here. Of course, we'll just go normal. Looks like we're starting with the ball first, going quarter by quarter. Our first drive ends in a punt. Their first drive ends in a field goal. So 3-0 at the end of one here for Alabama. And now it's 10-0. And now 17-0. And, yeah, we're already down a pretty good amount. It's 20-0, and I think we've barely touched the other side of the field. Starting from our own 1-yard line, and we go for it. We don't get it. This game is over. It's 27-0, 30-0, now 30-7. So in 2 total college football playoff games, we have put up 21 points, while giving up like 50. So not very fun. Not very fun. How did Alabama not? I guess they lost their conference championship to Georgia, because they were 8-0 in the conference. So, but all in all, it is unfortunate, but, I mean, 2 seasons, or I guess 4 seasons now, back-to-back in the college football playoff. So, I mean, we'll take it, but hopefully next year we can do even better and have a better team. Because pro potential is going up to a B+. We're now a 3.5-star prestige, so we went up a half a star. Conference prestige goes down, but coach prestige, athletic facilities goes up, so that's going to be somewhat decent. And Alabama, so the last 2 years when we lose, we end up losing to the national championship winner. Alabama wins 42-34 over Nebraska here in Season 4. So that's going to end this season. It's on to Season 5 here with FAU. And here we are in Season 5 with FAU. We go 11-1 again. Hopefully this year can be the difference. We only lost game against Oklahoma early on, and they went 6-6 on the season. But after that loss, we won 10 straight. FIU, California, USF, who I believe was ranked at the time, North Texas, UTSA, Tulsa, Temple, East Carolina barely, and Army barely, but did beat Charlotte pretty handily. We'll face North Texas again. They're 8-4, so hopefully we can get the win and get another bye going in the college football playoff for back-to-back years. And hopefully this year could possibly be it. We did lose. Well, that's unfortunate. What did we lose by? We beat them 13-3 last time. Now, they beat us 31-24. We were winning 17-14 going into the half, and they outscored us 17-7 in the second half. But 89 overall, 89 offense, 90 defense. Will hopefully be better in the playoffs than what they were last game in the American Conference Championship game. So we should make the college football playoff either way. Josh Goings wins the Heisman for Georgia, 4,000 yards, 42 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. We did get an award. We got the Best Punter Award. That's always what you love to see. We'll be playing NC State in the college football playoff. I normally don't do this, but let's check to see if we have any injuries going into this game. No, we have no injuries, and we're still in 88. So let's take a look at the bracket, too. You have North Texas making it as the 12 since they beat us. Florida State, Georgia, Utah, and Wisconsin made it as the automatic qualifiers, with Oregon, NC State, us, FAU, USC, Colorado, Kansas State, and Notre Dame as the at-large bids. So if we can win this game, we go on to face Georgia, who has been known to ruin the runs that I've had on this game. So all in all, let's try to see if we can win this against NC State. They're an 88 overall team, basically the same team overall. Hopefully this is the year. And hopefully we can also pull off the upset on Georgia too, but well, no, we'll have to face NC State. We do have the home game. Let's go quarter by quarter. Their first drive ends in a one-play touchdown. But other than that, they really haven't done anything. It's 7-7 after the end of one with us scoring a touchdown. We get a turnover, and we turn it back over to make it 10-7. And it's 17-10 going in the half after NC State scores a touchdown. So we're down by 4 and still down by 4 here in the fourth quarter. It's a big fourth quarter, and we have to punt to start. But we force a punt. Couple big pass plays, gets us all the way down to 38, and then we turn it over, and they get a touchdown. NC State will move on to go play Georgia. Since we're down 2 touchdowns, it's pretty much over. It's unfortunate, but you have to win the conference championship to get a bye, and we didn't. And we lose back-to-back games on the season to where it's another waste season with FAU. So we're going to advance to the end-of-season recap. Although, however, every single loss we've had ended up being the national championship winner. So there's that. Well, I guess that we got that going for us. It's Clemson the first year, then I forgot who it was last year already because I have a terrible short-term memory. Pro potential actually goes down. Coach prestige goes down as well. And we go down to half a star prestige. So we're back down to a 3-star prestige for an unknown reason. And Notre Dame ends up winning it all 45-30 with Florida State beating Georgia 35-32 and barely winning against Oregon 36-34. While Notre Dame didn't really have a problem besides Wisconsin. That was about it. They did give up 30 against Florida State, but they still won by 15 by scoring 21 points in the fourth quarter. Dang, so they were down in that game. Okay, well, that's going to do it for Season 5. It's on to Season 6 here with FAU. And here we are in Season 6 here with FAU. We go 11-1 again. This time we do face Tulsa in the conference championship. Our only loss came against FIU in week number 3. We beat Buffalo by 1 and then UMass by 18. And then I believe, I don't know what happened after that loss, but then after that we've been doing pretty good. A 5-point win against UTSA, 2-score win against Tulsa, Army, and Charlotte, or not Charlotte, but Charlotte's only 4. And 3 against Temple, 11 against East Carolina, 14 against USF, and then 10 against North Texas. We do face Tulsa, who, again, we did beat 38-24 in our game before. So hopefully we can win. Again, if we win, we get a bye, which would be better than last year, that's for sure. Not having a chance. But all in all, let's see how we do. We lost again, so that's fun. Don't know how we're losing when we're at 90 overall, but it is what it is. We get a National Defensive Player of the Week. Proctor even gets American. How did we lose? How in the world did we lose this game? Like I said, we're 90. We lost 26-10. It was all right. We didn't score the second half. I'm confused. Like, very confused. I mean, we did have a turnover, so maybe that was it. But I don't know. That's weird. But hopefully we should still make it as an at-large bid since we are ranked 9th. Because we're not under 12, so we should make it. And that answer is going to be here in a second. Emmanuel Bohanna wins the Heisman Trophy for Rutgers. 3,400 yards, 43 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. We actually just did Rutgers a couple episodes ago. We're playing Texas in the college football playoff, so we do make it in the college football playoff with UTEP, Akron, Rutgers, Miami, and Georgia making it as the automatic qualifiers, with Oregon, Notre Dame, Michigan, Alabama, USC, Florida Atlantic, and Texas making it as the at-large bid. So we made it as the 10, facing Texas. The winner goes to face Georgia. Why is it always Georgia? I'm getting pissed. It's always Georgia. But let's get started here against Texas. They're 9-3. Went 5-3 in the SEC for them as well. They're 90 overall. It's pretty much the same overalls compared to each other, and they just have the better at offense. But that's about it. So let's see if we can get this win and move on to face Georgia in the next round. Here in the first round of the college football playoff, we're going to start with the ball first. And our first drive ends in a touchdown. Texas's first drive also ends in a touchdown. And then second drives for both teams ends in punts. So 7-7 after one, and now it's 14-7, and we'll be that way at the half. So we have a lead. Texas, first drive, touchdown. Our drive ends in a field goal, so it's 17-14 going into the fourth. Big 3rd and 5, and we get a first down. Big third down, we don't get it. We do get a field goal to make this a 6-point game, and they will take a lead. 4th and 1, and we punt. Why are we punting on 4th and 7? They don't get it. All we need to do is get in the field goal range. A huge run. 4th and 3, we kick a field goal with 20 seconds left. Texas has to get into field goal position. They don't. We will beat Texas on the road. And week 1 will be a win, and we're going to face Georgia in the quarterfinals. An absolute huge win for us, too. Because, I mean, we've been one and done the last couple of years. This is actually a playoff win. I think we were one and done. Were we one and done for most? Yeah, we were one and done for most of the years. It's our first playoff win as well for this team. I have a terrible short-term memory, and I record these like every couple of days. So I don't record these all in one night, but sometimes I do. This one I have not. But all in all, we'll be playing Georgia in the quarterfinals. Let's see how we do against Georgia. They're 12-1, so it'll always be a tough matchup, but it's the same overall as Texas. They're the exact same overall. So let's see how we do here against Georgia. We need a win. Desperately. Looks like we're going to start with the ball first. Our first drive ends with a punt. Their first drive ends with a field goal. So it's 3-0 after the first quarter. And our first drive of the second quarter is a touchdown. So 7-3, now 14-3, but 14-10, and it stays that way going into the half. And we get a turnover and a touchdown, so it's now a 3-point game after they get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So it's 21-18 here in the fourth quarter. A big first down to Owen Park and then a holding call. That pretty much puts this drive away to we can't do anything. Georgia gets it on 4th down. 4th and 5, they kick a field goal to tie, and all we now need to do is get into field goal range. And how about we get a touchdown right after the 2-minute timeout? 4th and 15, they don't get it, and FAU, we're moving on. We beat Georgia. 2 SEC teams go down in the college football playoff, and we're moving on to the semifinals for the first time with FAU. And this is one of the first times I've also gotten to a 90 overall here recently. Usually when we win, it's like 88s, 89s. We actually get a 90 overall team, and maybe that's why we're winning a lot here. I don't know. I mean, granted, we had an 85 in the first year, 89 or 88 last year, and we lost. So there was that. But 90 overall in total, and we're doing pretty decent. Maxey wins American Offensive Player of the Week with 2 catches, 52 yards, and a touchdown. And we're playing Bama. We have played 3 SEC teams. The winner of this game would play Oregon or Notre Dame, so it's not an SEC team, thank goodness. Because that would have been wild facing all SEC teams. But Alabama's going to be tough. So let's get started here against Alabama. They went 10-5. We're 13-2. Kind of weird to see a team with 5 losses in the college football playoff, but we're gonna ignore it. They're an 89. We're a 90 overall. So technically we have the overall advantage for the first time in this run. And we had to play Texas and Georgia, who we were tied with at 90 overall. This time they're an 89 and we're a 90. So We have the advantage there. Looks like we're going to start with the football first as well. And our first drive ends in a field goal. So 3-0, and it's 3-0 after 1. Still 3-0. Now 7-3 Bama after they score a touchdown. 7-6 going in the half. So we do get a stop just before they scored. And now we get another field goal. So it's 9-7. Alabama's driving. They get stopped to hold the 3. And again, let's see if we can put up our first touchdown of the night. We don't. We get another field goal. So 12-10. They decide to punt the football, and it works out in their favor. And we get a turnover on the next play. We get a first down and goal with a minute to go, and that's going to do it. We get a turnover. We win by only kicking field goals. 12-10 over Alabama. We didn't score a touchdown, and yet we still won. A 12-10 win. We scored a field goal in every single quarter. No, we could have had a touchdown late in the game, I think, but all in all, we'll take the win over Bama, and that means we are moving on to the national championship game to see if we can't win it all. Man, a 12-10 performance is wild. Absolutely wild. But, I mean, we'll take it. Gladly. There needs to be a special team player of the week, too, on here, I think. Needs to be after that performance. We're all going to be playing Notre Dame in the national championship game. Here we go against Notre Dame. They're 13-2. We are 14-2. Let's see how we do here in this national title game against literally the same overall team, against Notre Dame. 90 overall in everything. So we'll see how we do. Trying to win it here in season number 6 with Notre Dame, or with FAU against Notre Dame. Looks like we're going to start with the ball first as well. Our first drive ends in a touchdown pretty quick, and then another quick touchdown. 14-7 lead. Notre Dame turns it over, and it's back to multiple punts in a row, and they finally score a touchdown than we do just for the half. So it's 21-14 after the first half. Still got to put up scores every time we touch the football. It's a 7-point game going into the fourth quarter, and it's 4th and 22. They had a couple penalties. We get a sack, and now, they turned it over. And we get a field goal, so it's a 3-point game. They can't get a first down on 4th and 2, and then we miss the field goal. Then we get another turnover. And we get a first down, and this game is over. FAU in 6 seasons has done it, especially against Notre Dame as well. A tough win. This was definitely a college football playoff run of all time, facing a team that was the same overall and with Texas, with Georgia, being 1 overall over Alabama with the same offense, and then being the exact same overall as Notre Dame, where we win in 2030 here with FAU. And we get it done. Another team in the books here with FAU. And, of course, like we always do, we will look at the stats with everything here. So season stats, of course, it looks like we had 2 quarterbacks for some reason. Wade was 11-0. I'm guessing he got hurt. He doesn't show that he's hurt. They're both the same overall. But Capra, 1,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Rushing wise, 644 yards, 5 touchdowns. We didn't really do that much on the ground. Receiving wise, Proctor had 982 yards, 10 touchdowns. Maxey, 648 and 7. Defense, Lester and Wooden both had 104 and 100 tackles. Winter and Simmons both had 10 tackles for a loss. Simmons led the team with 9 sacks. Estes, I think that's Estes. I don't know how to say the name. 8 interceptions led the team. He also had 8 deflections to lead the team. We only had a couple forced fumbles, but Simmons had 4 recoveries. We had 2 blocked kicks, one by Gravel and one by Valentine. We had no safeties and no defensive touchdowns. Kicking-wise, DeLuca struggled from 50, but hit every extra point and missed 5 field goals, most of them from 50. Punting-wise, 75 punts, 3,200 yards, 10 inside the 20, and returns, no punt return or kick return touchdowns. So that's going to do it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Hope if you guys did, hit that like button down below. It is free and will help out the channel. And if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road for 500 subs, and once we hit that goal, we'll do a 24-hour stream right here on YouTube. Hopefully I can get the face cam working, but usually if I stream that long, it usually crashes out like after an hour. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Have fun with the Super Bowl. I'm recording this Tuesday and Wednesday technically, so I don't know who the Super Bowl winner is. I might know on the next one because I won't record the next one till Saturday, just because of college being here. So, anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm out. Peace.